In the early 8th century, as the sun rose over the rocky cliffs of the Iberian Peninsula, a momentous event was unfolding, one that would forever alter the course of history in the region. Tariq ibn Ziyad, a Berber general in the Umayyad Caliphate, stood at the forefront of an ambitious military campaign. With a force composed of Berber and Arab soldiers, he had crossed the tumultuous waters of the Strait of Gibraltar from North Africa, landing on European soil at a place that would soon bear his name, Jabal Tariq, or Gibraltar, the Mount of Tariq. The year was 711 CE. The world that Tariq and his army faced was daunting. Ahead of them lay the vast and prosperous kingdom of the Visigoths, ruled at the time by King Roderick. The Visigothic forces, by all accounts, far outnumbered the relatively modest army that Tariq commanded. Behind them, the churning sea and the distant shores of North Africa represented not just their past, but a potential escape, a way to turn back should the campaign falter. But Tariq ibn Ziyad was not a man to contemplate retreat. According to legend, upon disembarking on the rocky Iberian coast, he made a fateful decision that would echo through the centuries. He ordered the burning of his fleet, the very ships that had carried his men across the strait. As the flames consumed the vessels, Tariq is said to have delivered a speech of remarkable clarity and resolve, telling his troops, "Behind you is the sea, before you the enemy. You have no choice but to fight and conquer, or die." This act, whether literal or symbolic, has become one of history's most enduring examples of leadership and psychological warfare. By eliminating the possibility of retreat, Tariq transformed the mindset of his soldiers. There would be no turning back, no safe haven to which they could flee if the battle turned against them. The only path forward was through victory. The psychological impact of this decision cannot be overstated. Warfare in any era is as much about morale and conviction as it is about numbers and weapons. By burning his ships, Tariq sent a clear message to his men. Absolute commitment was required. There could be no wavering, no hesitation. With every avenue of escape removed, every sword drawn and arrow loosed would be done so with the full force of desperation and determination. For Tariq and his army, the stakes had never been higher. Legends such as these serve a dual purpose. They recount the actions of extraordinary individuals and also offer lessons that transcend their historical context. Whether or not Tariq literally set his fleet aflame is a matter of scholarly debate. Some historians suggest that the story grew in the retelling, gaining dramatic flair as it passed from generation to generation. Others point to practical considerations. Perhaps a few ships were destroyed to prevent their capture, or perhaps the army simply scuttled the vessels to deny them to the enemy. Regardless of the specifics, what is clear is that Tariq's leadership and the legend of the burning ships have become a powerful metaphor for commitment, resolve, and the willingness to embrace risk in pursuit of a greater goal. Tariq's army, driven by this unyielding sense of purpose, advanced into the Iberian Peninsula. The ensuing battle against King Roderick and the Visigothic forces would become the stuff of legend. Despite being outnumbered, Tariq's forces fought with extraordinary tenacity. Faced with the choice between victory and annihilation, they pressed onward, eventually defeating the Visigothic army at the Battle of Guadalete. This victory was not just a triumph of arms, but a turning point in the history of Europe. The Muslim conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, initiated by Tariq and his men, set in motion a period of cultural and intellectual flourishing. Al-Andalus, as Muslim-ruled Iberia would come to be known, became a beacon of learning, science, and coexistence among diverse peoples and faiths for centuries to come. The burning of the ships, whether factual or legendary, is emblematic of the kind of decisive action that can alter the course of events. It exemplifies the principle of fully committing to a chosen path, eliminating distractions and the temptation to withdraw. Leaders in all walks of life have looked to this story for inspiration, recognizing in Tariq's actions a model for how to rally others in the face of overwhelming odds. Moreover, the legend underscores the importance of psychological factors in leadership and warfare. By transforming a potential weakness, the possibility of retreat, into a source of strength, Tariq demonstrated a keen understanding of human motivation. His soldiers, knowing there was no going back, fought with a ferocity and unity that might have been impossible under other circumstances. The story also speaks to a broader human truth, that moments of great achievement often require boldness and the courage to remove the safety nets that keep us from fully embracing our goals. Whether in battle, as in the case of Tariq ibn Ziyad, or in other pursuits, sometimes it is the willingness to risk everything that leads to the most profound transformations. In reflecting on this episode, it is important to acknowledge the complexities of history. Legends are shaped by the needs and values of those who tell them. The image of burning ships has become a universal symbol, invoked in contexts far removed from the battlefields of medieval Spain. It stands as a reminder that at times, progress demands not just action, but a decisive break from the past, a willingness to say, there is no going back. Thus, the story of Tariq ibn Ziyad and his burning ships endures, not simply as a tale of military strategy, but as a timeless lesson in leadership and commitment. It challenges us to ask, when faced with our own defining moments, will we allow ourselves the comfort of retreat, or will we, like Tariq, find the courage to burn our ships and press forward with unwavering resolve? The answer to that question, as history has shown, can change not only our own destinies, but the fate of entire nations.